friends, welcome back. We are doing phonics lesson 16, so I am going to share my screen with you. All right, let me get rid of all my bars up here, hide them, get it in present mode. All right, Unit 4, Lesson 16. Our learning targets, I can identify the verb in a given sentence. I can say 3 different sounds of the past tense marker ed, and I can ask and answer questions about key details in the text, the reptile room. We have a new list of spelling words this week. These are words that you will be studying at home. Our spelling words: sounded, parked, tripped, lifted, waved, pointed, grinned. Have is our tricky word. So our grammar, verb identification. I want you to listen to the following sentence. Today I zip a zipper. Now I want you to do the action you just read. Zip a zipper. Good. Zip is an action, and a word that shows an action is a part of the speech called a verb. Listen to this sentence. Tomorrow I will zip a zipper. What action will you be performing in the future? You're going to zip a zipper, aren't you? You will zip is the action that you'll be doing in the future. A word that describes an action is part of a speech called a verb. Now, I will read you a pair of sentences and you're going to identify the verb in each one. Today I lift my arm. What's the verb? Lift. Tomorrow I will lift my arm. What's the verb? Will lift. Awesome. What's the verb? Today I jump like a grasshopper. Jump. Tomorrow I will jump like a grasshopper. Will jump. Great. Today I drive a car. Drive. Tomorrow I will drive a car. Will drive. Today I munch corn on the cob. Munch. Tomorrow I will munch corn on the cob. Will munch. All right, past tense marker. The past tense marker ed makes 3 different sounds, and we've kind of touched on this a little bit already. We've got ed, duh, and tuh. So let's dance. We're going to rap a song to the different sounds of the past tense marker ed. So here's our song lyrics. T, d, ed, t, d, ed. Past tense marker, spelled ed, spelled ed. I know that wasn't the greatest, but it works. So all the spelling words this week are past tense verbs that end in ed. So let's read and write each spelling word, and then I'm going to ask you to use each word in a sentence. So if we look at our 16.1, these are our spelling words. Sounded, lifted, pointed, parked, waved, grinned, tripped, and tricky word, have. Okay, so that will be going home with you. So I am going to stop sharing right now. So that way you can see my screen, and I am going to move it so you can see it. Okay, so our first word is parked, spelled P-A-R-K-E-D. What's a great sentence with that word parked? I parked the car. Great. What about this word? This word is sounded. Sounded. The dog sounded funny barking. Sounded. What about this word? What is that word? Lifted. She lifted her bag up. Lifted. What's that word? Pointed. She pointed to the chocolate bar. Pointed. Here's this word. That word is tripped. He tripped going up the steps. Tripped. Okay, so I'm going to erase those because I've got to make room for my others. All right. Next one. That word is grinned. She grinned real big for her picture. Grinned. The next word, waved. My grandma waved bye to me. And our last word, have. Have. I have a new pair of shoes. Have. All right, notice all of those words have something in common. They all ended with ed except for the word have. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to screen sharing again. All right. And let me get rid of the bar so I can move stuff. All right. So our spelling words, sounded, parked, tripped, lifted, waved, pointed, grinned, and our tricky word is have. Okay. So today we're going to read the reptile room. The reptile room. So today's story is about snakes. Snakes belong to a group of animals called reptiles. So let's preview some spellings. The oi as in coiling, the as in garter, killer, rattler, ever, dweller, pattern. Our tricky words, who, some, do, because, would, and could. Our two-syllable words, reptile, harmless, rabbits, and hidden. So let's preview vocabulary. We have the word reptile, garter snake, harmless. You also have rattler, scales, desert dweller, and coiling up. So let's read to learn more about the types of reptiles at the Green Fern Zoo. All right, the reptile room. Who likes snakes? Hands up if you like them. Not me. Some kids like snakes best of all, and some kids can't stand them. If you do not like snakes, you can skip this next room because it is the reptile room. Here's the reptile room. This is a garter snake. Garter snakes feed on slugs and insects and frogs. Wow. For those critters, the garter snake is a killer. But for us, it's a harmless snake. A garter snake could bite you, but its bite would not make you sick. And there's the garter snake. This is a rattler. He is a desert dweller that hunts for rats and rabbits. He has a pattern on his scales that helps him blend in and hide in the desert sands. When the rattler is hidden, it is hard for rats and rabbits to see him. There's the rattler. Oh, he's scary, isn't he? A rattler is not harmless like a garter snake. If you ever see this snake hissing and coiling up, you better stand back and let it be. The rattler has sharp fangs, and a bite from a rattler could kill you. But we are safe here in the reptile room. There is a sheet of glass keeping us safe from the snakes. Oof, that is scary, isn't it? Okay, so let's go back to our video. Okay, so what animals are in the reptile room? Looked like a bunch of snakes, didn't it? Look at the picture on 43. What types of animals might live in that pond in front of the reptile room? Well, if we go back to 43 to the picture, let me see where my mouse is here. To right there, what would live there? Ooh, maybe frogs, mosquitoes, maybe some fish, dragonflies, ducks, maybe some snakes, water snakes, right? Okay, well, let's look and go on. Okay, why is it helpful for the rattler to blend in and hide in the sand, hidden from rabbits and rats? Well, think about it. He's camouflaged, and if they see him, they're going to run from him. And if he's trying to eat, he wants to be hidden so he can sneak up on them and get them, right? Yep. Number 4, Vern says that if a rattler is hissing and coiling up, you need to stand back and be careful. What do you think the rattler might do after hissing and coiling? Might strike at you, right? And bite you? All right, so let's look at our worksheets. All right, so we looked at 16.1. Let's look at 16.2, the reptile room. What do garter snakes feed on? Do you remember? Well, if we go back into our story over here, a garter snake, oh, wrong way. A garter snake feeds on slugs, insects, and frogs. So what is a garter snake like? Frogs, slugs, and insects. Great job. Okay, number 2, why are garter snakes harmless for us? Because they're not killer, are they? They don't bite us. Well, they could bite us if we bother them enough, but they won't cause us to die or anything. Number 3, a rattler has a pattern on his scales so that, what? He can camouflage, right? So he can catch his prey. Number 4, why is a rattler not harmless for us? Well, if it coils up and starts hissing, it can strike and put venom into us, which could cause us to die. That's scary. Can we hide that floating bar? All right, so now our learning targets. I can identify the verb in a given sentence. I can say the 3 different sounds of the past tense marker ed, which is ed, ed, duh, d, and t. I can ask and answer questions about key details in the text, The Reptile Room. All right, let me stop sharing. All right, my friends, that is the end of our lesson. Hope you enjoyed it about snakes. I will see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one, friends. Bye.